In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an herb garden with a raised garden bed using nothing but recyclable pallets that you can find behind any small business or large business. It's basically just wood that you can go ahead and recycle. So let's get started. So right now I'm actually hunting for pallets because that's what we're going to need for this project. And it looks like there is one right there. I want to go ahead and grab it. And this is all the wood that I had picked up, and this was just going behind stores or small businesses. I'm sorry. Usually you're not going to be successful if you are going to places like Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot, considering that they have contracts which send the wood back. But usually small businesses don't have those sort of contracts. So your best bet is to, go there and you'll find these by the dumpster. Just keep an eye out. And in order to build this planter, I'm going to use every piece of this wood. As you can see, I already started. This right here is basically the frame of the pallet. These side slats are what we're going to use for support, but these is what we're going to use for legs. Now, as you can see, I actually had gotten started. These right here, which were the frame of the pallets, I actually used them to make legs, made sure that they were all even. And these little side slats, I used them here. This is more for support of the planter. I put this one in the middle to keep it stable so it's not going to be flimsy. These right here, I put down. That way I have something to put the bottom parts on, the cross slats. What's great about these slats is that they're virtually all the same length. So because of that, it makes construction a lot easier. So you can always cut off more if you need to cut off more. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to basically do that for the bed. But I'm also going to use them for the frame as well. So now I took the slats to make the siding. What's great about this is that I didn't cut any of them. So these are all the length that they were when I had picked up the pallets. All right. So once we finish with the outer frame, we just want to line this up, these little slats up. That's going to form our base. Now, if you notice, it doesn't have to be perfect. And the reason why is because I'm going to end up putting some mulch tarp over this. That way, I also made sure that I have gaps in between. Because when I put the mulch tarp over, it'll keep the soil from seeping out of the bed. But at the same time, it'll also let water drain as well. So all you need to do is just drill one 1-inch screw on each side. The best thing to do would be to drill a pilot hole first. That way you don't have to worry about splitting. All right, once you build the frame of it and you set it all up, then what you want to do is you want to sand it and then you want to stain it. Hopefully that'll give you another couple years of life out of it. Again, none of the measurements are perfect, but this is just for growing just standard vegetables like lettuce and broccoli. So you could either use a sander or you could just take a regular sheet. I would recommend that you use gloves for this. Your hands will thank you. And just smooth out all the rough edges. Now the product is almost finished. I actually applied stain to it. This is Acorn Brown. Now this stands at about 4.5 feet tall. Now because of that, it might be a little tall. So these bottom legs right here, I'm actually going to cut those down. That way it only stands at about 3 feet. You just want to make it to the point where you can reach in there and do anything you have to do, but at the same time, you don't want it so low to the point where it can be strenuous on your back. So now I'm going to cut these. There we go. Once we get that in place, then we want to line it with something. This right here is just a liner that you can put underneath mulch. I got a roll of this for about $7 at the hardware store. So once you align it up, just use a staple gun and nail it in. So you just want to nail that in flush. Now that I filled my planter up with soil, I actually used 3 parts. It was 1 bag of topsoil, 1 large bag of garden soil, and then the 3rd bag is actually a mixture between compost and cow manure. So once it's all mixed, or once it's all poured in, you could just mix it around, use a little shovel or a big shovel, whatever you choose to be more convenient for you. And you want to make sure that you mix it really good. Once your soil is mixed pretty well, you want to get it a little bit wet. You don't want to soak it completely, but it'll shock the plants a lot less if the soil is a little bit moist. And that's about all you need. Once your bed is ready, then you just want to simply take your plant, like I have right here. This is chamomile, and just place it in the soil. Here we go. Give it a nice new home. So I have about 8 different types of herbs that I'm actually going to plant in here. But you want to make sure that you plant them about 10 to 12 inches apart. So if you have any questions, drop a comment down below, like and subscribe to my page, and I'll see you next time.